Looking for ways to use your gel prints and painty creative art papers? Curious about the best glues to use in your mixed media art? Check out this 5.5-minute demonstration of how I use my papers to create abstract art magnets, and get to know my new favorite glue for working with glass cabochons. I needed to make some more magnets and wanted to test a new adhesive, so I got out my Maker's Magic by Scorch marker and some of my favorite gel prints. The type of container it comes in is not as convenient for this type of application as what I'll be showing you in a bit, but it also has many other applications, and I put the other in a smaller dispenser bottle for my craft shows where people can make their own pieces. I'm using a brush, which does change the experiment a bit, but I figured if this performs as well as the other when it's brushed on, it's even more of an indication that it's a great choice for this. This is the Gloss Maker's Magic, which goes on quite clear. There is also a matte version. I'm holding the glass down a little bit to avoid bubbles and sliding. I did not have to hold it very long before I felt comfortable that it would stay in place, which is definitely a positive. Another test on another interesting paper. This size would be ideal for a set of 3, while the other I'm planning a set of 12. The texture on this paper was actually created with toilet paper tubes, and I will put a link to my 100 collage papers in the description, where you can see how I created this paper and 99 others. Though technically there are more than 99 because each day didn't have just one paper. Yes, I should mention, it was my participation in last year's 100-day project. As well as a link to more videos, there will be links to all of the materials I use in this video. Next is Diamond Glaze by JudyKins, which was a game changer for me after I was introduced to it by a woman who makes jewelry similar to mine, but uses acrylic paint skins. Acrylic mediums work great for cat reins, from whom I got the idea of putting my paper under glass cabochons to make jewelry. She uses collage, and I highly recommend her collage keepsake class. But I found that too many of my cabochons would peel off the paper. The dark page shows how much whiter, more opaquely the Diamond Glaze goes down than the Maker's Magic. And yes, that was me sort of stirring the adhesive to remove bubbles. I do have to hold the Diamond Glaze down longer than the Maker's Magic, though on the previous paper, part of it was because I applied too much. Next comes letting them dry thoroughly. These both turned out with some lovely shine, but I was disappointed to see some what I think of as silvering caused by minuscule bubbles. I'd say these are both user error, not a particular problem with the adhesive. Sometimes it just happens. When it's not too obtrusive, I don't worry too much about it. And sometimes I think it adds a really interesting look. If it's too obtrusive, it's not added to my stock. But if the piece still is interesting, but I don't think it looks as good as it should, I'll add it to my marked down, slightly imperfect stock. Here I am checking for peeling, but both the Maker's Magic and the Diamond Glaze adhere nicely. They don't peel. I will say that trimming the Maker's Magic was different as it is softer. The Diamond Glaze has a finish that's, well, more like what you would think of as Diamond Glaze, while the Maker's Magic was softer for cutting. I don't know if it would harden more with more time. It is used as a finish, so I would kind of assume so, but maybe it has a more flexible surface. My magnets are self-adhesive and come in a set with the cabochons. Turning the artwork over to apply the magnet to the back makes it easier to center things nicely. I found the adhesive holds up very well over time. My one disappointment with this particular brand is that there is almost always one or two misshapen cabochons that can't be used. Something that I started doing recently is storing the magnets in their original sheet. Particularly good for my sets of 9, but also to keep all of them neat and organized and undamaged. Creating the papers is a huge fun part of this. If you love making your own papers and are always looking for ways to use them, creating your own unique magnets is relatively simple and definitely fun. If you are not so crafty, some of these will be available in my Fourthwall shop soon. Maker's Magic is my new favorite adhesive for my glass cabochons, with Diamond Glaze being a close second. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe to enjoy more of my interesting and useful mixed media content.